Hello, and welcome to the Psyche Ward podcast. Alright, so first of all, guys, I've tried this like 15 different times to just try and get a good quality first episode, but I've decided that the first episode's gonna be just general information, and that most, if not every episode, I'm going to be bringing on, host different people from this community. I'm going to try and get in contact with, local aspiring artists, photographers, content creators, artists, and I'm going to try and help promote their businesses and also help support their businesses, because that's what we should all be doing. We should all be supporting local artists, local business, and local talent. All right. Now, the reason I wanted to do this podcast is because, I'm sick of being on social media, to be honest. I'm sick of just commenting inspirational quotes and not actually getting out there what I really want to say, and people misconstruing what I want to say, because I try to be a very objective person overall, and people usually don't see that. They usually just see me kind of being like the asshole that loves to comment and argue with them, which I won't lie, I kind of am, but that's not really all what I go for. But I made this podcast in general to inform people, to inspire people. I want to inspire people with not only my views, but I also want to give other people a voice. Like, I want to debate with people. I want the audience to hear me talk to people that are very different from me, entirely different backgrounds, and hear their perspectives on life, and see how their lives can also coincide with mine, and how they can also just go into the general fabric of how I want to do my podcast. I'm doing this to entertain people as well, because who doesn't like making everybody happy? I love making people laugh. Everybody needs an escape or a release here and now. This is pretty much going to be mine. This is going to be me talking to you guys, trying to be the best host that I can be, whatever host actually means, I guess. I'm also doing this to, kind of educate people. I know that's not meant to be a little condescending, but I'm doing this to educate people, because there's a lot of stuff that we often don't understand or overlook, and things that we just generally don't care about or weren't taught to care about. It's things that always happen, and showing people that there's new knowledge always out there that we can constantly hear and subscribe to and promote. It's just something that I plan on doing. So whether that's, like I said, talking to the local talent around here, or whether it's Skype calling people that I feel can properly help discuss the topics that I like to discuss, whether we're talking about the deeper meanings of behavioral psychology or developmental psychology, whether we're talking about the passing pop culture fancy, it doesn't really matter what we're talking about. This is just going to be a general podcast and having fun, informing people, and actually being honest and objective about what our opinions are out here. I don't plan to I don't know how this is going to really turn out, I guess. I'm not making it to get big. I'm making it to just inform. I have a lot of people telling me that they want me to do it. And I like to think that I have the capability to do it. It's a real wreck creatively, to be honest with you, because I've been sitting here like poring over constant different ways I should make a first episode. And I've tried like partial co-host. I've tried to think of, should I bring on a guest at the start? I've tried so many things, man, and I'm just genuinely sick of it, and that's why we're kind of where we are right now, with me here alone as the first episode, or what I intend to be the first episode. Now, I guess the best way to describe myself and why I like doing what I'm doing right now, I guess. Why I like speaking into a crowd or speaking into a microphone to a group of imaginary listeners that I don't even have yet. And it's because I've always kind of been the guy that loves to get out there in front of a crowd and recite something that he's said or speak what's coming off the top of his head. I love improv. There's a funny story behind it, actually. I was in debate in high school, and we had this, there was side events, and they were called original oratory. And what you did in original oratory is you had time to write a 10-minute speech or essay or whatever format it was that you would then recite with knowledge in front of the judges and in front of an audience. So, me being the person that I was and not knowing what to write down, I procrastinated until the day of the competition, and this was state. I got to compete at the state finals in Mississippi in 2015. And I'm not gonna lie, I completely bombed out in a lot of other events because I was just on that whole senior slum. But original oratory is something I decided to kind of see how far I could go with. And I went amazingly far with it. And guess how? It's because in the end, I decided not to sweat it. I told myself, I said, all right, man, how am I gonna do this? So I looked on Google, and I Googled 10 random facts about ostriches. Yeah. Ostriches. And I Googled 10 random facts. I wrote them down. Under each fact, I wrote down 3 basically coinciding like references or something to reinforce that fact. And then I thought to myself, how can I make this particularly stand out amongst all these other people's things? Because they're not gonna want to hear me talk about fucking ostriches with just the normal voice. So I did it in an Australian accent. Now you can imagine that this was absolutely fucking hilarious, and it was. I basically stood up there and it was just, "G'day, mates. Do you know?" It wasn't even that corny. Let me not even lie. I think the persona said that I was Manitoba Smith or some shit like that, to be honest. But basically, it was do you know what the most dangerous animal in the Outback Safari is? The whole crowd would just look at me and be like, where the fuck is he going with this? And I'd just be like, the ostrich. Crowd gets really, really fucking low and they're just like, the fucking what? And I just say, did you know an ostrich can kill an adult male lion with merely a kick? Merely just a kick. And I'll put a lot of emphasis on that kick. But I basically went on doing this. I brought up how they could run as fast as like up to 40 miles an hour. Like the kick could kill a lion. Ostrich parents actually, like, it's really fucking brutal, man. They'll actually they'll actually meet up with another pair of ostrich parents just randomly in the wild and they encounter them. And like they'll fight. And the losers get their fucking children taken. I'm not making this the fuck up. I'm not. Like, ostriches are fucking brutal, man. But they're actually not like predators, which is weird. Even though they're like pretty sure they used to be dinosaurs. Because, you know, you could see an ostrich morphing into like a T-Rex or some shit. But generally, that's what I did. I improv'd it, and I remembered the exact words that I improv because I wrote down the 3 examples, and I would just constantly recite them in between rounds. And I went on to carry that, and I got 6th place at state finals off a speech that I basically made up the first time I performed it and remembered. And I totally didn't deserve that. I actually probably swiped the shit out of that slot from somebody, but we're gonna say points for creativity on that one. But we'll segue into something else here. Overall, I'm just trying to give you guys a good feel of what my podcast is gonna be. I'm by myself today, so I can only go so far into the topics that I want to go into. But on the next episode, which will be the technical official episode, because you'll have me with a host or maybe multiple. Oh my god, I'm butchering this. You'll have me with an other host, or you'll have me with other guests on, and I'll try and give some hint out to what those are. But on the next episode, we're gonna be looking to start talking about, tribalism. When I talk about tribalism, I mean, people sticking to their little inner cliques and how that can lead to confirmation bias, how that can lead to them being on their own little echo chambers, how that can just, poison your mind, and how getting out of that, and how sometimes you might actually have to play into that system to get out of that. But that's all I'm going to record for now, you guys. Thank you for listening to the first episode of the Psyche Ward, and I'm going to get back to you very soon with the next one.